Get up, get down. Get up, get down.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I really just wanted to do this because, now is the perfect time to step into those ideas that you've been having and bring them into fruition. And that's something that I just wanted to talk about today. It's the first nice day where I've been staying. It's been raining like crazy, so I thought that I would take this outside and sit on the ground on my tapestry and just record this. I don't really have a plan, and I think that's kind of why I'm drawn to doing it this way. What I really wanted to talk about today was failure and what failure really is, and how you can always start over and create something new for yourself. There's no limitations. No one's looking at you thinking that, you did it wrong or right. And if they did, that's their own problem. And, success is what your definition of success is. So in the past, I had tried to start a podcast, and I'm such a vata, like when it comes to Ayurveda, I'm such a vata. I have so many ideas all the time, and I almost never follow through with all of them, because I just have way too many all the time. Like, I never have a shortage of ideas ever. I have a problem with fully executing them. So I started this podcast, and I didn't go through with it for more than like a month, I think. And I think it's because I had such a rigid structure to what I wanted it to look like, who I wanted to be talking to and interviewing, and how many days a week I wanted to be doing it, and how long I wanted the episodes to be. Like, I just think there's way too many parameters around doing things like podcasts and websites and stuff like that, or starting a business in general. Why can't you start a different mold for what it should or shouldn't look like? So I just could not sleep last night. I literally could not sleep at all. I was getting so many ideas, and there's a lot of things I've been wanting to start recently, but I've been kind of, like I said, having way too many ideas where I'm like, where do I start? I don't really know where to put my time into this. So I thought, a podcast is so easy. And before, I was only doing the audio, but I was inspired by someone like Joe Rogan, who records the video of it so that you can actually see the person. So it's a little bit more personal, and I like that aspect of it. So anyways, basically what I'm trying to get to is that, I had this idea of success for this podcast that I wanted to have. But that was my idea of success because I'm mirroring it around what other people I see are doing. But, that's what they're doing. I don't have to be doing that. So, and I think like what I was trying to convey was not super clear to me, and I have tons of ideas. So I was really honing in on one thing, which was holding me back from talking about other things that I care about too. So for me, failure is a huge topic. I could go on and on about this, but you're not a failure. You can start your life over every day. I cannot even begin to talk about how much quote unquote failure I've feared that I've created in my life, and that people would think I'm a failure and all of these things. But it's my experience, it's my life. It doesn't matter what other people are thinking about my experience. You need to get to that place where, which obviously I know is easier said than done, get to the place where people's thoughts about what you're doing or their opinions about what you're doing, it doesn't matter. And once you get to a place where you accept yourself for who you are and know that you're trying your best and doing what is aligned with yourself, that shouldn't affect you. And you shouldn't be doing things out of fear that people are going to think some way about you, because that has nothing to do with you. That has to do with their own selves. So don't let other people hold you back. I'm kind of going all over the place, but I wanted to talk about podcasts and how you can create your own thing, and it doesn't have to mirror other people's podcasts or businesses, or create that new thing for yourself. And like for me, going off of the podcast thing, earlier in my life I was a fashion model really young. I started when I was 16 and I'm 24 now, and that was my thing. everybody knew that I did it. Everybody I went to school with, all of my family's friends, like literally everyone knew it. I had articles written about me. It was like I couldn't hide from it. Everybody knew what I was doing. So when I decided to quit modeling, that was a really, really big decision for me, and that was really scary because everyone like identified me as a model, and that's kind of what I took on, that whole identity, and that's all that I really was at that point in my life. So once I quit, I was like, oh my God, everyone's gonna think I'm a failure. They're gonna think I couldn't do it. You know, how my parents gonna feel? I'm not gonna have friends anymore. Like, there was all of these fears coming up, you know, fear of upsetting my agents, upsetting all of these people, when, you know, I was just living for somebody else doing that and upsetting myself. So, you know, why should I be living in a sad life when I'm pleasing other people? So, and, you know, going back to that is like, no one really gave a shit at all. They were like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're so much happier now. Like, you know, it was so cool what you did, but like, maybe you can do it in the future, or, you know, you should just be happy, be yourself, like, you know, be healthy and do what's best for you. And that was literally everyone's response. So it's funny how we create these stories in our minds and just perpetuate them forward, and that isn't always the truth. So that's another thing I don't like doing, is creating stories for excuses or things like that. So yeah, I just wanted to come here and say that I'm starting a podcast again, and I'm excited. I don't really know what it's gonna look like. I don't really want to have a rigid schedule for myself. I just want to have fun with it. It might be a lot of me just talking about things that I care about. Maybe once in a while I'll have somebody on. I might do it once a week, I might do it twice a week, every other week. I don't really know, but I think especially with this quarantine, you know, I have all of this free time, and I feel like I haven't been able to connect with a lot of people with not being in person with them. So I want you guys to know who I am, what I care about, and what I'm passionate about, who I care about, you know, what they care about. And I don't know, I think it would just be cool, and there's not a lot of pressure, and it would just be like a fun time to do that. So yeah, I look forward to teaching you things that I care about, and I will see you next time.
Get up, get down, get up, get